What's good, YouTube? We are back again, and today we're going to be doing a fragrance comparison with Spicebomb and Spicebomb Extreme. The original Spicebomb opens up a little bit citrusy, very fresh. I definitely get a dose of that sweet, spicy cinnamon there. And as it begins to dry down, it definitely has the Coca-Cola vibe that I generally associate with Spicebomb and that I really like a lot. Now, the dry down is actually quite sweet. It still has the Coca-Cola vibe, and it's just a little bit spicy. And most of that spiciness is coming from the cinnamon. I don't pick up a lot of the tobacco, and I don't really get the vetiver or the leather either. But all in all, this is a very beautiful fragrance. I love it a lot. Now for this one, I get fairly decent projection for about 2 hours, and I actually only get about 6 hours of longevity on my skin. Now, as for Spicebomb Extreme, this opens up as a pepper bomb. It's super spicy, a huge dose of pepper, and it has a slight vanilla and tobacco that is present and detectable in the open. Now, in the dry down, this does become a lot sweeter. The vanilla really starts to come out, and the pepperiness tones down quite a bit. So it does retain the pepperiness and the spiciness throughout the life, but that does tone down quite a bit throughout the cycle of this fragrance. And once you get deep into the dry down, the most prominent notes to my nose is the vanilla, and you do pick up on the tobacco, definitely more than the original Spicebomb. The other thing about this one is I get really beast mode projection off this for the first half an hour to 40 minutes, and then I get around 2 to 3 hours with an arm's length projection. And the longevity on my skin is almost 8 hours. It's pretty close to that 8-hour mark. So I do get better performance with this one. I will say that they are different enough that you could own both of them. So in the dry down, there's certainly some similarities. There's that sweetness with a little bit of spiciness, although the extreme version is definitely spicier in the dry down than the original. The original is definitely something that's more wearable and more versatile. It's much softer. There isn't this really strong peppery vibe, especially when you first spray it, like you get in the Extreme. So this is something you can wear, I think, in a lot more situations. You could wear it in the office without worrying about being too much of a beast mode projector. You can definitely wear this in warmer weather, and so all in all, it is more versatile. This one is way better for the colder weather. There's no doubt about that. It has better projection, it's much spicier, much sweeter overall, and it's gonna survive that really cold weather. And I'll say this one is really nice, but I almost think of it more as a sweet fragrance. It doesn't have a lot of spice to it. It is a little bit spicy, but a lot of that is coming from the cinnamon, and the cinnamon itself is also quite sweet. And I don't get as good a performance with this one. This one, especially considering how spicy it is, really lives up to the name Spicebomb. I would say that you could wear this one maybe moving into the winter, and this one would be much better suited for the winter. But I would probably pick this one over this one because it does have more spice to it, which is really nice. It still has that Coca-Cola vibe that I like in both of them. And when it dries down, it has a nicer spiciness to it. And it's still quite sweet. I really love the vanilla note in this. The tobacco is also a little more prominent, which is nice. I do like tobacco fragrances, although this is still not very strong on the tobacco note. Either one you can't really go wrong with. But again, if I was going to buy just one, I would pick the Extreme. But especially if you love this fragrance and if you love it the way that I do, it is certainly justifiable to have both of them in your wardrobe. So anyways, guys, that's it for this one. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.